make AI very useful with certain kind of guardrails, with its ethical use, right, and responsible use. How can we use these sort of generative tools in AI in order to have certain responsible use and ethical considerations? If you have done anything like that, or you would give us some ideas on that.
When I was at Tech, one of the things I learned early on was this, scientific writing, trusting your sources, understanding where your information came from, not getting a good grade on the paper because I used, Time Magazine as a citation, and that's not a trusted source. All that you learn that in school. I'm assuming they still teach that in school. I'm sure they still teach that in school. AI tools, if you're savvy and using good tools, they are grounded in where those sources came from. You can ask a question and you can get all the information back about where did that information come from. It's grounded in data. And so part of what we need to do is educate users on this is what the technology is, this is how you use it.
As you become more senior in your career, and even as a board director as well, you have to learn how to ask good questions. And the good question is not necessarily the perfect question, which will, define a very narrow set, but rather how do you ask the questions to get at the right outcome or what you're looking for. And that is really what they call it prompt engineering. What it is in AI is how do you ask it the right questions? And using it like you would use Google, it's not the same. You really need to know how to ask good questions. And I would say that will make you a better executive. And eventually, I hope you will all, or if you're not already, sometimes be on boards as well, make you a good board director. Because you cannot be across all of the details, but you can know how to ask good questions. When you're given answers or you're just managing through a meeting versus understanding what was not said that I need to ask about.
I use a tool called Jump, where it's now in every meeting that I have, and it takes very scary, accurate notes. It is so cool. So being an early adopter of this new tool called Jump, I am one of those loud advisors of saying hey, what about this or what about that? So this tool is amazing. What this has done though is I do not have an associate advisor sit in my meetings anymore. But that has allowed 10 to 15 hours a week for this associate advisor to do what they want to do, which is research, prep client meetings, and honestly have the autonomy that they want to have in their schedule. Their schedule is no longer dictated about if the client meeting is at 1 p.m. or 4 p.m. And also, I'm not a micromanager. So if I hire you to do something, I expect you to do it.